What did you give Xavier Legette here?
I also gave him a C minus, and again, maybe you can grade him higher for his kind of like sound bites that he gave during his rookie season. I mean, those were more impressive than his actual games, or
The
more
memes,
entertaining.
man.
The
Great
memes,
memes from him.
great memes. I mean, that was more entertaining than watching him play football, honestly. So, he didn't do great. He was okay. I think he had like 49 receptions, 497 yards, 4 touchdowns. Uh, he does he doesn't look like he knows how to run an NFL route. So that's really it. Like he's just like a straight line guy, and like you can throw him that deep bomb, and that's it. He didn't look impressive to me. Like, and the Panthers just passed on like Lad McConkey, right? That could have been the guy they could have taken. Same with the Niners. That's another reason why I gave Purcell a C minus because they could have had Lad McConkey, and they both passed up. Both those teams passed up Lad McConkey for two receivers that didn't look great. So like, yeah, Xavier Legette, he doesn't seem like a guy they really trust because they go ahead and take a wide receiver in the top 10 in this draft, right? So I think maybe like Legette is more like this, speedster kind of go run that go route. We'll try and see if we can hit you, right? And I don't think he doesn't have he doesn't have much of a route tree, and that's part of the problem for him.
I think that was one of the knocks on him coming in, so it showed up pretty early on. Numbers not great. There was problems with drops. I remember specifically against the Eagles, he dropped 2 touchdowns that they could have resulted in game winners. So I don't know if that's a concentration issue or whatever it might be. I think physically he is very impressive. I think they do need to just do a better job of getting the ball in his hands. Again, he's from South Carolina, so it's easy to make. It's kind of lazy to make the Debo comparison, but maybe that's how they need to use him a little bit more. Is
You know
get him
Khaled
more
who he
involved.
reminds me of? Sorry
Who?
to cut you off. He like his like stature and the way he runs is like Hayward Bay, but not as bad with the drops. Not as bad with the drops. I just
That's
wanted to
not
throw that out
great.
there for you. Yeah.
That's not great. Who, ironically enough, he was a bust, but he did end up playing, I think, like 10 years in the NFL. So he stuck around for a while. Kudos to him. But yeah, not worthy of the seventh, I think seventh or eighth overall pick, whatever it is. Anyway, I gave him a C minus. Think he's, I think he's going to develop if Bryce Young continues to develop, who finished the season really well. He had a terrible start. He loses his job to Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton gets in a car crash, so he wins the job back, and then all of a sudden he looks like a different quarterback. So I think he is at the mercy of his quarterback, who unfortunately is like 5'9" or something. But he's a big receiver. They drafted another big receiver, which seems to be like the trend. They're like, all right, we have a tiny quarterback, so let's get him some giant receivers to throw the ball up to. He's going to have obviously a different role in the offense with Ted McMillan in there. I don't think it was a show of like we don't trust Xavier Legette. I think it's like we need to empower Bryce Young as best we can. And they had a pretty good offensive line last year, so it's like okay, let's go out and get him some weapons. They have a good tight end, Sanders, I believe Jatavian Sanders is his name. But if you look at the wide receiver class last year, there's a pretty steep drop off. Like after, usually you're looking at third, fourth, fifth round. There's like a gem here and there. There's a Hunter Renfro in there, somebody that surprises you. But if you look at after Legette or after McConkey, I should say, it's like, I mean, I'll read some of these names. It's like Jalen Polk, A.D. Mitchell doesn't do much. Malachi Corley, you're like, who? All these guys, you're just like, ugh, not a great start to their careers. But so I think they probably should have gone with McConkey. I think all these teams probably should have just drafted Lad McConkey over the Chargers. But I have faith in Legette. I think he will take a leap next season with some more weapons around him, and of course a better connection with Bryce Young.